Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review, episode 171. This one I'm reviewing the 171st episode of the anime, which is Results of Trading, and the 51st chapter of the manga, Sacrifice. Yep, this one kind of resolves the past, this little mini arc that's happened the past few episodes. The results of training, only for a handful of episodes, so first half of the episode is Boruto versus the leader of the Meiji Bandits. Yep. And Ibuki is here just to watch it, and basically made a deal with the guy. Says if he's able to survive this and be standing, he'll get reduced sentence. Get sentence reduced. He's probably got a very long sentence coming, especially since he killed a lot of people. So Boruto fights him for about the first 10 minutes of the episode. And first he uses his original, wind style Rasengan, which that does work, well, for a bit. And then, of course, it gets blown up by the guy at Zephyr Shield. He's like, I got an idea. Use this one. This is the compressed Rasengan. And after fighting him for a while, he's able to beat him by hitting with the compressed Rasengan. Yeah. The lead mage is still alive, despite he's not standing, but he is still alive. Thanks to, of course, Zephyr Shield. And Kakashi's very impressed with this, and Boruto's gotten stronger. The rest of the episode is, simply put, just Sadara's training. Yep. First you have Sadara basically going through the kunai. Yeah, first was the bullet balls. Now it's actual freaking kunai she has to dodge. So she basically does this for a while, and then Sakura shows up, and she's like, "Oh, you gonna enter my training again?" He's like, "No, I'm actually helping you out." Though she does apologize to Sasuke, which is in the previous episode, and he basically is like, "Don't worry about it, it's fine, we're good." And so Sadara and Sakura have a big fight, and well, Sakura of course brings about Tsunade, of course she does. After all, she was in fact her master. And they fight for pretty much the whole rest of the episode. Her Sadara dodging all Sakura's moves, and pretty much thanks to the fact she was able to basically copy her mother's chakra control by using a Sharingan. Sakura is very happy with their improvement in training. Sasuke's happy too. And then Sakura's like, "Okay, now I'm going to teach you about chakra control." He's like, "What? I'm all out chakra." He's like, "Okay." Yeah, the fact she can't even move, let her rest for a bit. And that's how the episode ends. It's quite a hilarious ending, but it's overall a really good episode. It seems something of the whole thing with Boruto gets resolved half of the episode. If you think of the opening credits, his whole thing lasts about 5 minutes. And then the rest of the episode is all about Sadara, Sakura, and Sasuke. Yep. Oh yeah, and also, the way they show off Sakura's power is they have her basically knock down a frickin' tree with her power. Though, I should point out that in Shippuden, when she did this, she wore gloves. She also mentioned she's a Jonin, which she technically first became a Jonin by the time of the film The Last. When she was promoted, the Jonin is never actually explained. I like the fact that picking up she is a Jonin, because now, as far as I can tell, for the rest of the Hidden Leaf 11, with the exception of Naruto and Sasuke, they're all Jonin. Excuse me. When in the world they got promoted, I have no idea. Because I know that Sakura was mentioned, she was a Jonin by the time of the film The Last. But it was never confirmed exactly when the heck this happened. Presumably it happened during a 2-year time skip between the final episode of season 20, which is called Naruto Uzumaki, and the film The Last. Though it's presumed that Hinata might be still a Chonin, but the only one of the Hidden Leaf 11 definitely is a Jonin. They confirmed this is Sakura. She's the only one who is. It's presumed the rest are, but it's never actually confirmed. I'm sure maybe Hinata's probably a Jonin by now. I'm sure she is. Though she's married to freaking Okage. Yep. But all in all, great episode. I like the fact that Side of her is not done yet, but for the moment she is. Next week it looks like it's going to be. Oh yeah, and also there's a little bit for Mitsuke in this episode. A scene that lasts for about 3 minutes. Yeah, it just basically Mitsuke where he's somewhat recovered, so he's got to get some body parts replaced. What body parts? Don't know. He talks to him, is like, what's it worth the exposing that? He's like, well, better basically help him and better not let that go to waste. Yep. It's nice to see Orochimaru, and it's interesting to know he's going to show up next week's episode. Along with Sengoku. Yes, one of Sasuke's team. Making his first appearance in the anime since the Jungle arc. As if unknown if the other two will show up, Karin, I don't know. But it's mostly Team Mogi who's basically went to Orochimaru's house to get his autograph. Well, a kid hired him to basically get his autograph. Which, that's interesting. Is this kid a fan of one of the most evil men in the history of the ninja world? Well, formerly one of the most evil men. He's not evil anymore. At one point, this guy was evil. This guy ate people for a freaking living. Yeah, he ate people just to basically continue living. Yeah, sometimes he ate women. Sometimes he ate guys. Like, he's actually swapped genders several times over the years. Like, why in the world would why would you want an autograph from this evil guy who's actually a lot more nice now than he was when Naruto was a teenager? Hey, he's a lot nicer now. But all in all, good episode. Definitely looking forward to next week's episode. Next, now, move on to news chapter of the manga. Chapter 51, Sacrifice. Love this cover image of Naruto in his Okage outfit. Which looks like the shirt looks very similar to his shirt that he wore in the film The Last. Only he doesn't have the Uzumaki head armband on it. Though it's not the shirt he wears in the anime. In the anime he wears mostly an orange top and black pants. Yeah, it's kind of weird how they did it. The chapter starts up exactly where the last chapter left off from last month. Well, Boruto talks, yeah, you can't kill him. He's like, really? Seriously? You said I can't kill you? What do you think that? Serious, obvious. It's all basic some of that Baro mentioned several chapters back about a plan involving the chakra tree. Like, And Sasuke and Shikamaru's like, explain. What does Baruto do this plan? To plant the divine tree and harvest chakra. Armor was like, as I said earlier, the 10 tails is seedling necessary for growing the divine tree, but there's no ordinary planting, of course. You can't just bury it in soil and add water. For a 10 tails become a divine tree, there's one special condition we must meet. A special condition. What condition is that? Quit spilling salt. You need to be leaving Akatsuki to the 10 tails. Itsuki is like, says this. I see. Bar let it slip, huh? I thought it was suspicious he lost contact, but I never suspected him to be defeated by a small fry you. And Bart was like, it wasn't just me, it was just Kwanki and the others. He didn't leave Shinobi legit. Yep, he says that twice in this chapter. And so I was like, Konoha already knows about the Divine Tree and 10 Tails. Why would you acquire Kwanaki as well? What of it? Look at that knowledge you've empowered to stop me. And then somehow, basically, Boruto and Sasuke are on top of a cliff. It's like, don't move closer. And apparently, Boruto taking out his kunai looked like he's going to stab himself in the gut. Actually, not the gut, basically his neck. Like, I'm going to hesitate to do it. And Shikamaru was like, if he uses 10 tails? Yep, the other way 10 tails transform into a divine tree. You can say this is the number one reason why the Oscars always invaded the planet in pairs. So one sacrifice. One gets eaten. Carbohydrate tree's gross. The chocolate fruit so desirable that one should sacrifice. Okay. Yep. And then Susumi picks up. Didn't Itsuki came to this plan with Kagura long ago, so they're planning to grow a divine tree and use this method? I'm pretty sure it was a plan, at least on Itsuki's part. Kagura being lower rank would have been sacrificed. That's how it was supposed to go. But just as I told you, Kaga turned traitor and the plan stalled. He was forced to live as a parasite inside Jugin's body and to go on with the plan without Kaguya. You mean he would have to feed himself to Ten Tails, my girl? Exactly, there was no Akatsuki. And they're like, oh. Shikamaru's like, what is this, Sumiri? Tell us. Akatsuki can't mean his plans to use Boruto instead of herself to sacrifice Ten Tails. And I was like, excellent deductive skills, Kanki Sumiri. Yeah. Somehow he knows her last name, somehow. Even though that in the chapters, I don't think she's ever mentioned his name once the whole time. So, Boruto's like, excuse me, so be a threat? Yeah, that's basically... And we see those cubes that he was throwing around last chapter. It's like, don't move. It's like... And then Sasuke brings out... Oh my gosh, brings out the Renegon. Yeah, it brings out this thing. Yeah, when the way brought that thing out, I have no idea. He just somehow brought it out. And then, of course, Sasuke tries to fight him. Of course, that doesn't really work. With the cubes. And then Boruto tries to sing on him. That doesn't work. He's like, I did not plan to kill you. You are correct in that, Boruto. However... And then he just breaks Boruto's wrist. I have no qualms about hurting you. I apologize for misunderstanding. You appear to die makes things easy. I'll let you in the plan. You're getting eaten by the Ten Tails. Boruto's gonna be Ten Tails, dude? Yep. And somebody's like, you say if Kuroma's extraction continues, Boruto eventually become complete Osuke. That's right, from the looks of it, a fairly powerful one at that. There are variations of chocolate fruit that applies with apples and oranges. Their healthy tree will bear plum fruit. So like this giant tree, big chocolate fruit. And of course, well, the scientist is like, oh no, young master. And of course, Suzumori is like, Boruto. Kind of like, it was kind of revealed back in chapter 17. Suzumori has got a thing for Boruto, but she hasn't told him. And some people have accused her of being a carbon copy of Hinata. But the other thing is, she's not blushing at Boruto every time she sees him, or fainting, like Hinata basically was known for doing. I mean, she's got a similar thing toward Boruto, and she's got some personality, but she's not a carbon copy. At least I don't see that. Yep. Yeah, always with chill expression. And of course, Sumeri's like, Kwanaki? And then he basically grabs him by the collar and says, say something. Like, cool it. Maybe the best plan I would do it. Just make it appear to be the best choice. And the scientist is like, I agree with your frustration at not being able to do anything, but perhaps it's best to stay here quietly. Is it powerlessness that irritates you, or grief or losing karma? And Kwanki's like, what? Never mind, forget it. Okay. And then we cut back to basically Naruto, basically. Yeah, basically he's gone out. And he's like, can't sense anybody. I think he's keeping influence block. And of course, Kurama is like, the bastard thinks he's divine conqueror. What's your plan, Naruto, against their worldly power? I'm out of ideas, honest. However, I am no Kage, protecting the village and everything was from my life. Even if he slaughters me up as a corpse, I'll probably am clinging to him and never let go. Now the bastard runs out. So, really no plan, huh? Naruto's prepared to die. So I can't see any time. Like, okay, there might be a way. For real. It's do or die. Last stand, ace up your sleeve thing. One thing worth expecting you getting killed anyways. If you have such a reason sooner. Because you'll die. Do this and it's over. I'll say you'll be killed either way. You have to make light, you decide. He would and it would come back to Izuki is like he would be devoured by the Ten Tails and die. In order to cultivate the divine tree. Don't despair, divine tree shall consume all life on this planet. Then we die. And then Naruto kicks the guy in the face. And he basically goes over to Boruto and says, Boruto, you can... And Boruto tells him to go away. He's like, come on, I'm the Kage, don't worry about me. He's says this. You should listen to your son. If you reveal Kurama's location, I'll be willing to let you all go for now. And then he says, like, Kurama, I'm ready. You sure? I prepared for a long time since the moment they became Hokage. No, actually, ever since I decided we'll become Hokage. Yep. And then he transforms into this particular thing. Don't know what it is, but the chapter ends basically with everyone's like, that's Naruto. And Itsuki is like, what is this? What the? Is this chakra? And it looks like an updated form of the Kibe mode. And that's the chapter ends. Next chapter is going to be released November 20th. Yep. That's long we have to wait to the next chapter. I was like, really? Okay, fine. Yeah. So yeah. That's it for this particular. Oh yeah, we give this chapter roughly 9 out of 10. Absolute really good chapter. Definitely looking forward to next chapter that comes out next month. Because Naruto's turning to something. I hope that the writer is not killing him off because that'd be stupid. Because I'm sure even Kishimoto basically even realized, hey, don't kill off my character. I spent 15 years developing this damn character. Don't kill him off. You can have probably near death, but don't kill off Naruto, the main character of the franchise. I get the fact it's not his time anymore, but come on, don't kill him off. I mean, people probably more forgive if Sasuke died, but Naruto? No, don't kill off Naruto. I hope not, okay? So yeah, that's it for single view. Next view. Black Clover. Okay? Next video. Push up soon. Bye.